Hi, this is Steve, and in this video I would like to tell you how I was able to pay off my student loan within 1 year, so stay tuned, subscribe and watch the full video. Before we find out the answers, I think it's worth to mention how I ended up in a student loan. When I was 18 years old, I already know that one day I would like to become a lawyer or an economist. It was not an easy decision, however, one day my mother came up with the following sentence. Darling, you won't be able to tell the truth if you start to work as a lawyer. Some of them are working for the justice, meanwhile some of the lawyers are working for the actual law. In the end, I have just finished my studies as an economist. Before I attended to the university, I already know that I didn't have any working experience, and before the age of 18 I have never worked and I didn't have any saved money. However, the university where I attended, it was in a different town. Now you can say I could started to work from the beginning when I attend to the university. However, my mother always highlighted to me that I have only one thing in the life, and this is studying. Therefore, I was very narrow-minded, and I think my mother was very wrong on this one, because I have never learned how to start to work despite the young age, and I think it was a mistake from her side. She was so wrong, but back in the days I could not acknowledge this fact. However, I didn't have the right financial situation to attend the university without the student loan. So all in all, everything pointed to the same direction. I need to apply for a student loan. This is where everything started. I have considered in the beginning my student loan as some kind of investment which will provide me the opportunity to attend to the economic studies, and also in the end I will make a great career which will help me to pay off the mentioned loan. Of course, when I just finished my university studies and I applied for a minimum wage job, I didn't enjoy paying back all the money that I have received earlier. Always the same thought was on my mind, and I asked from myself every time how I will be able to pay off my student loan as fast as I can, how I will be able to not give back a certain amount of money to the bank. I assume at the moment you are thinking about the same like I did, and this is the reason why you are watching my video. You would like to make sure that you pay off your student loan as fast as you can. Gladly, I was lucky enough to pay off my 18.758 USD student loan within 1 year. However, it needed a 2-year preparation before I could do this. Now we have discussed how I ended up in a student loan, and let's move forward, and I would like to share with you 4 different tips which can help you to pay off your student loan as soon as you can. As always, everything starts with the right preparation, and my first step will be according to this. Step 1. Acknowledge that you are in a debt. I know this tip might sound a bit tricky, however, it was a super important moment for me when I just committed myself to this goal. When I started to work at my first workplace for minimum wage, that was the moment when I realized that even if I am working hard and start to earn more and more, I always need to pay back a certain amount of money because of my student loan. I clearly remember that I was half year at my first workplace, and one day I went home and started to calculate regarding my loan, and the numbers just shocked me. I asked the following question from myself: how should I be able to live on this kind of minimum wage and pay off my student loan at the same time? How my finances will look in the coming 10 or 20 years? I was very upset and frustrated. I thought that I have attended to my university for 5 years and finished my economic studies with a master's degree, and I could only end up in a minimum wage job. With this kind of income and debt on my shoulder, how should I be able to raise my kids and my family? How I will be able to live a happy life when I always afraid of my previous loans? And this was the point where I decided that no matter what happens, I would like to pay off my student loan as soon as I can, and I would like to commit myself to this goal. All in all, learn from my example and make sure that you do the same calculation what I did. You don't have to live with your student loan, even if most of the youngsters acknowledge the fact that this is completely fine. That's not true. Commit yourself to this goal, take actions immediately, and start to live debt-free. Step 2. Spend less. After realizing the mentioned facts, it was undoubtful for me that even if I earn and live with a minimum wage job, I still have opportunities to spend less money. Therefore, I started to check my expenses and I tried to figure out where I would like to be able to cut off the mentioned costs. As I mentioned in the beginning, I didn't have any saved money, so I already figured out that if I would like to pay off my student loan, of course I need to save a certain amount for my future. Regarding the mentioned purpose, my first step was that I have moved from my previous apartment to another one where I didn't have one but 3 roommates. It helped me to decrease my housing costs drastically, and gladly it was closer to my workplace. Therefore, I didn't need to buy public transportation ticket, but instead I started to walk. Lastly, I also figured out that I spend too much money on groceries and I like to order foods, and instead of these kind of actions, I started to focus on healthy and cheap ingredients and cook at my home. As you can see, I have only changed 3 things in my life which helped me to establish the root of my future savings. On the other hand, it had clear consequences on my personal life. Of course, it was harder to live with 3 people instead of 1. Of course, it was harder to go in rainy days and snowy days into my workplace and back to my home. And of course, it was even harder to cook for myself every single day. However, I know that I need to make these kind of sacrifices if I would like to pay back my student loan. After these actions, I never looked back because I knew that I was so committed to this goal, and no matter what happens, I would like to achieve it. And to be honest, anytime when I remember these days, it will put a smile on my face because maybe it was hard times or difficulties. However, these days just made me the person who I am today. To wrap up this tip, there are always open doors to decrease your current expenses, and these actions might sound unfamiliar to you in the beginning, but you must take them. Furthermore, if you would like to get a clear direction on how to start saving money, I highly recommend you to check out one of my previous videos where I have already covered this topic. Step 3. Focus on your income. At this point, the following question can emerge. Of course, I started to save money, but will it be enough to pay off my student loan as soon as I can? Certainly the answer was no. I know this very well from the beginning that even if I can start to save money, it will take 10 or 15 years to pay off my student loan fully, so I know that I need to focus on to increase my income. I already knew that I need to invest my money if I would like to earn more, and right now you can say that it might sound risky or gambling or something like that. However, if you would like to earn more, sometimes you need to take risk, and this is what I did. First of all, I have started to educate myself regarding online marketing, and gladly it was my job at my first workplace, so at least I had some kind of foundation regarding this topic. In the beginning, I have invested a very small amount of money into a single page site where we started to sell with my friend only one product. That was a very simple site with one product. Gladly, after a half year, we started to see results because we put enough time and effort to make sure that we rank up in the Google search engine, and this kind of investment just provided me 500 USD every single month. Gladly, it took small money and effort from my side because basically people just placed order on the mentioned single page and we had to pack the products and send them immediately. That was our job, so it sounds like a bit of easy money. This side hustle helped me to increase my wealth month by month. However, I still know that this won't be enough to pay off my student loan. So what did I do? I continued the idea to establish single page websites. The more single pages we made, the better chances we had to increase our wealth, and this is what happened. In the end, we were able to establish our first online store. Regarding this store, we especially look for niches where we already know that there are not too many competitors and we can fulfill the demand quite easily. Everything happened according to the plan, and our web store started to grow slowly and it made profit month by month. And there was a point where something happened. COVID knocked on the door. The virus itself resulted countless unfortunate situations, however, it made us fortunate. People started to call us every single day, I think 10 or 15 times within an hour, because they wanted to buy some kind of disinfectant machinery. We were shocked with my business partner, and we already know that this is the right time if we would like to grow our business even further. We purchased as many disinfectant machines as we could, and people started to buy them immediately. That was a crazy time. Within half a year, our business results were so astonishing that we have agreed with my partner that we would like to pay back some money to ourselves. Surely the rest of the money still remained in the company, and we are looking for further investment opportunities. However, the mentioned amount helped me to pay off my student loan within less than 1 year. Certainly you can say that I was so lucky, and nobody thought that this kind of unfortunate situation will happen. On the other hand, if I didn't push my business idea with my partner, it would have been too late. Don't get me wrong, I don't say that you need to establish your own company and this is the only way if you would like to pay off your student loan. It worked for me perfectly because I was very passionate about this side hustle. It was obvious for me that if I had finished my economy studies, of course I would like to work in the world of business. Instead of establishing right now your own company, I highly recommend you to look for side hustles which already grab your attention. If you still don't have any idea yet how you should start to establish your first side hustle, I suggest you to click on the screen and watch my video because I have collected different exciting ideas where you could start. To wrap up this tip, it's not enough to focus on decreasing your expenses, but you also need to pay attention to increase your overall income. Step 4. Never stop learning. Maybe right now you can say that I was so lucky and I hit the jackpot and this kind of situation happened once in a lifetime. However, that doesn't mean that I finished my task. It's true and I can partly agree with you, but sadly I still have a house mortgage which 5 times higher like my student loan was. For this purpose I need to figure out how can I invest my money what I have earned with my business, and also I need to educate myself to look for further opportunities. At this moment I try to educate myself and read as much as I can about investing opportunities, and I need to pay attention to every small details where I have a chance to increase my wealth. I strongly believe that I can't sit back and enjoy the mentioned results, and I still need to work hard if I would like to earn more. I consider my past experiences as some kind of unique opportunities which will provide me the chance to grow further and further. All in all, if you would like to pay off your student loan, you can't stop learning. You always need to walk with open eyes and look for opportunities which can help you to increase your wealth. And lastly, a very important advice that you need to take actions, because none of the mentioned knowledge will help you out if you're just procrastinating all the time. So that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed my video about how to pay off your student loan. And as always, if you enjoy my content, please don't forget to share my video, click on the subscribe button and also leave any comment if you want, and see you next time.